Hi, thanks for watching. This is a video demonstration of our FleetTrax Premier Advanced Maintenance Tracking. The first thing I'm going to go through is some vehicle or equipment setup. We use the term vehicle in here, but we use it very loosely, meaning you can create any kind of equipment that you want. On the General tab, you're seeing the vehicle number or the equipment number, description, serial number, and you see a lot of pull-down menus from here, different descriptions of pull-down menus. If I hit the pull-down menu, you can literally create whatever you want, any of these pull-down menus throughout the entire system. You can create what you want and you can add on the fly. So it's very flexible on what you put in there. Also, many of our reports function off these pull-down menus, meaning you can create filters on how you report on things. The vehicle inventory tab just shows a little bit more specific information about this vehicle. Again, you can fill in what you want and not fill in what you don't want. License plates, number of axles. In this case has 3 axles. This will play a role in our tire tracking, which we'll get to. Vehicle specific components, just different things you might want to keep track of that are in or on the unit. They can be whatever you want. PM information. This is where you can set up and create your PMs that are specific to a unit. You'll pull a code in from a preset pull down menu and you'll put your variables in there on how you want it to be triggered. Days, odometer reading, or hour meter reading. In this case, mine are green, meaning they're not yet due. If they become overdue, they would turn red, or yellow as coming due. And if you're looking for that information in a quick way, we have a PM's due screen. You can just click on that button. It will show you any of your vehicles that have any PMs due or overdue. You can see as I scroll down the different colors. I can certainly print this list as well if you prefer a hard copy. You can also create a work order right from this screen. So if I highlight my vehicle, I hit create WO, it'll create a work order with these codes that are overdue. A very basic, simple work order that puts the codes on there that are overdue. Back to my vehicle profile. So that tied in with the PM's button there. We can track warranty, parts that are under warranty. If you want to track them, it'll warn you when they're coming due. That'll happen on the work order level. Different tire information on this unit and just different notes you can put in there on that next tab. The next thing I'm going to get into is parts inventory. We have a button here called Check Part Stock. What this is designed for is certain parts that you do not want to run out of, basically. So they've hit or fallen below a preset level that you've already set, parts you use frequently, more than likely. So they will hit this window when it's time to order them. I have a series on there, series of parts on there now. If I click on the part, actually prior to doing that, let me show you the part record. A lot of optional information in here. All you require is a part number. Once again, I keep saying that everything's optional. There's a primary vendor there. If you have a shelf location or whatever you want to put in there. I currently have 2 in stock. I'm sorry, I have a preset minimum of 2, a maximum of 4, and I do have 2 in stock, which is up here in the top right hand corner. So I've hit my minimum level of 2, which is why it appeared on that list. If this part is specific to a vehicle within your fleet or a piece of equipment within your fleet, you can identify that by putting it over here. If it's very specific to that unit and that unit only, or a particular make and model, you can do the same thing and identify that here. If I want to go ahead and order some parts, whether it be one or a whole bunch, I can just select what I want to order, create parts purchase order. Being that I had a preset vendor, it filled it in for me. I'm going to go ahead and put a date in there. As you can see, it's pre-populating some information, the user. You can preset bill to, ship to addresses if you wish. On the parts tab, you're going to see the part that I've selected in the background is listed out here. It's going to order the amount that'll bring it back up to the preset maximum level, which in my case for this was 4. 2 in stock, it's going to order 2 and bring it back to 4. If you're happy with that, You could print the purchase order, giving you the ability to email or fax it, or whatever you wanted to do with it. But there is the purchase order. PO and vendor information along the top, your information below that, and then all the parts will be listed out that you're intending on ordering. Once the parts come in, you can go to the receipt tab, and if you ordered, say, 20 parts and only 15 of them come in, you can receive them in individually, thereby leaving 5 outstanding in that case. But if they do all come in, you hit receive all parts. It's going to repopulate my inventory level with that many. If I want to print barcode labels to put on the parts at this point, you have the ability to do that. Once you're done with the purchase order, you simply close it out. And now if I go to that part record, you'll see that it repopulated the inventory level. There's a part I ordered. You can see now there's 4 in stock. Prior there was 2. We just added 2, so now there's 4. Tires. I'm going to show you a tire record, an inventory record that is. There's a lot you can track with tires, but you can certainly do what you want. So here's one tire record for one unique tire, using the serial ID number to identify that. You can skim through the rest of the information on here. A lot of it is optional. In this case, the condition of this particular tire is something called patched and repaired, meaning at some point it was repaired. There's a series of hard-coded conditions that we classify tires as. You don't necessarily do what I'm doing right now and point and click to make that happen. You're going to do a series of steps that I'm going to show you in a moment. It's going to make all that change automatically. Again, more pull-down menus where you can identify your own names, terminology, fill in what you want there. Some lifetime statistics on this tire in the bottom right. Top right is where it's currently located. If I go across the top in these next 3 tabs, these are things that we will track automatically by following the processes I'm about to show you. So it's been recapped once. It's been repaired twice. It's going to track every action ever done to this tire. Who did it, what they did, when they did it. None of this stuff gets typed in by a user. Tread depth updates. Going to keep track of all that as well. How does all this take place? Through our tire work order. Go ahead and add a new one in here. Pull in my vehicle or my piece of equipment, that is. Based on my vehicle profile or my initial setup, you can see there's, for this piece of equipment, there's 3 axles. If I click on or just float my mouse over any one of these tire locations, it's telling me the serial number of the tire on it. If I then click on it, you can see to the right, it's highlighting the tire inventory record. It's real simple to use the screen. It's all mouse driven. So I'll do a simple rotation. I'm going to click on 1L, first axle left side, drag it down to the floor. Now it's empty. Drag this one down to the floor. Do a simple rotation of my tires here. And you can see down the bottom right, it's tracking this information as I do it automatically. Simple rotation. You're going to pull a tire off and maybe you're going to end up sending it to a recapper. You drop it over that recapper. If you want to track this information, you can do that. It's now going to have an empty tire location. So it's an empty tire. I'm going to click on my inventory button. Drag that over that location. It's going to list out my inventory tires. If I've predefined a specific size for this location, it will only show me those. I select one. Again, down the bottom right, it just tracked everything I just did. If you're getting rid of a tire or repairing a tire, same function. You just drag it over that. If you're getting rid of a tire, drag it over discard. It's going to keep all the tire history and everything in the system. It'll just reclassify it as a discarded tire, so it won't allow you to actually add it to a unit in the future. Let's move on to work orders. Top left-hand corner where it says WO, we're going to add a new work order. I'm going to click Add. Again, lots of information in here you can put in or not put in. It's very flexible on the level of detail. It's going to pre-populate a work order number. You can see some green fields here. These are actually required. The vehicle number is required, and the date's already filled in. You can set up templates. Templates basically allow you to predefine preset parts and or actions that are associated to some type of work you're going to do, typically things you do frequently or repetitively, I should say. So it did bring in some information just by pulling this in, and it brought in some preset information that you'll see in a minute. Go ahead and pull my vehicle in. Again, lots of other information you can put in here. I'm going to go ahead and just throw some stuff in here, but it's up to you. Again, pull down menus. You can predefine what you want to appear in those menus. Use them or not use them, it's up to you. I'm going to move over to my Actions tab. Because I chose a preset template, it brought in my action, my maintenance code. However, you can have as many maintenance codes as you want. You can put 100 different ones on here you want, or you can just do one. They're all user defined. I can click Add here to add more if I'm not using a template. Within each maintenance code, you can add parts or other things. This has parts predefined because this is part of my template. So they were predefined. They came in based on what I predefined, and if I'm doing a simple oil change, I'm done. Let's go ahead and add one more maintenance code. So I added a code. Again, it can be whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and add some parts. If it's a non-inventory part and you're just buying it for this particular work order / piece of equipment, you can come in here and just type in what you want on the fly so you can account for everything. Let's say I'm buying it right now and putting it on the truck right now. So went ahead and added that. I'm going to add an inventory part now. As you'd expect, it's going to pull up my inventory. Just going to double click on the parts I need. So went ahead and added those parts. Let's go ahead and add one more. This is a warranty warning that I'm getting. It looks like I added a alternator. I had a warranty, so there's some warranty information. This is how it warns you on that kind of stuff. I can click on that to see what the warranty information is that I had already set up. And there it is. So hopefully you can recoup some money. It also recognizes there's a core associated to this part. Do I want to recover the core for this part? Yes, I do. So I went ahead and added the alternator to that. If you want to put any notes in here, it's a very large field. You can keep typing. These will appear either just in here or on the paperwork that you might print out. You can type in over here after you're done if you want to do that as well. So let's go ahead and save this work order. Where it will default to at this point, if you need to pull it up, the easiest way is our open work order screen. And there it is right on top. That's the one I just created, $14.49. If everything's done, you want to go ahead and add some labor. There's a few ways to do that. I can have a mechanic punching in and out of the work order, automatically tracking their time, and then applying it with whatever rate you have preset. Or I can go into the work order itself. I can go into each action if I wish to log in the labor for each action. Or I can lump it into one. Again, it's very flexible on how you want to do it. It all depends on what you want to get out of it. I'm going to go ahead and just add a mechanic here. Looks like I had his hourly rate set up, but you can really do whatever you want there. Click OK. If you needed to update your notes or any parts or anything, you can still do all that. Once you're done though, you're going to change your status to complete or close or whatever you want to name it. Throw your date in there. Save it. And right behind me in that open work order screen, it disappeared because it's no longer an open work order. It's history now. Let's move on to our optional QuickBooks integration. Accounting, print, and post transactions. So we just created a few transactions. One of them is a purchase order, so there it is. You can select everything on here. You print it to the screen to verify this is what you want to do. And then you post over to QuickBooks. We also did a work order. $14.49, there it is. Once again, print and verify. Post it over. There's one more little step before it actually gets into QuickBooks. We're going to go to Accounting, run QuickBooks Export. Little check boxes in there simply indicating some activity. All the mapping is preset. Jump over to my QuickBooks. There's the payable we just created for the parts that I ordered on my purchase order. So I created the payable for that. Let's go look at everything else we hit. Let's just do today. So here's all the various accounts we hit based on how I set mine up. But once again, we can map it how you want. So for the inventory, for the work order, we reduced the inventory value. And for the purchase order where we bought parts, obviously we're increasing it. Cost of goods down here. Expense for the truck I just worked on, we're down there. And you can see all the various debits and credits. Once again, we can map this how you wish. That is everything. Thanks very much for watching. If there's any questions, please give us a call or give us an email. Thank you very much.